Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching channeling or channeled messages from the Council of Nine, Council of Eight, and other light being councils. We also allow our guides or any light being to just come in to give us direction and help us to show us not only who we truly are, but also to um, give us some peace of mind because we are igniting memories of who we really are, where we're going, and what our purpose is. And everybody gets what they need out of this. So if you're following and you just don't know what to do, please just know or set the intention that you will follow us. Now, I do have a couple of our members here. Um, and they will also be participating in this. And if you ever have any questions, you could just contact me directly, even at my website, glendasmagicalcreations.com. With that being said, those that are safe, that can take this time, please close your eyes and take a few deep breaths just to bring calmness into your physical being so you can sink into that meditative state and allow the artistic, the divine side to flourish and open up. Take a few deep breaths. And just do it slowly. Don't do it too fast. The idea is to just slow your heart, slow your body, become very well rested, meditative state. Now, I do know that some of our members did get coordinates, and we're going to start with Jazz. Please direct us.
7, 9, 2, 3, red. 7, 9, 2, 3, red.
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
Now I must be a little off somewhere because I am in a forest, so to speak, but all the trees and everything are made of mushrooms. Best way I can describe it. But the tops are red with white polka dots. Now they're really playing with me today, but that's okay. Um, why not? Um, do does anybody else see something different, experiencing something different?
When I went
Uh-huh.
to this place earlier, I received many different images, but the one that stood out was a creation scenario, if you will. And it's very possible that this is a part of the creation from the blast that has not been explored before. So,
Okay. Anybody else? You're right. So not to negate what I am seeing, but I am feeling a lot of peace. I am feeling like there's a lot of workers working there to create something better. So every single time, every single minute, every single second, something better than what it was is being created. It's like an upgrade or remodeling. Um, And they're not using tools or anything. They're just using their mind, and everything is taking shape and everything is in place. Um, I also do see to my left-hand side uh, the outside of a volcano where the lava is just running down. So you can see the redness, but then the black, dark gray that's staying, charcoal gray that's staying behind as it cools off. Um, to some extent, it cools off. Um, and I and then on the other side of me, I'm seeing mountains with snow and ice on it. So it's very interesting, and this becomes the valley between those two mountains. The volcano represents a mountain, the mountain is a mountain, but it's like very different and very opposite, but yet they're basically mountains. One is erupting with the heat from beneath the inner layers of the earth, the core, and the other one is cold enough that the snow has not melted. So it's complete opposites, but yet they're coming and showing themselves as the same basic shape and thing. Anybody witnessing
Yeah.
that?
It's the volcanic um, image is our continual journey to purge the negative and to delve into that which no longer works for us, and how do we rid ourselves of that. And it's the story that eruption is allowing us to let go, and the other is the image of what it can become and what it is, all at the same time, same breath. Um, the mountains with the snow are laden with wisdom. The volcano is laden with challenge. Um, and yet they're the same mountain. We struggle to work through things, and yet there is a centeredness within us that rejoices and is at peace and is more focused and is standing a little taller. Um, it's really a unique image to have both sides presented in the way that they are. And in the mushroom woods, I can smell the earthiness. I can smell the mushrooms. There's a kind of a unique tang to it that is grounding. I
Mhm.
think it's kind of the piece in between the evolution on the one side with a hot volcano, where the mountain on the other side has settled and has become productive in its uses and its expressions. And the woods are kind of in between. They're the land of becoming.
Mhm. Mhm. Very well said. Steve, did you get anything or not yet? Okay. She must not have gotten anything yet.
And yet, at the moment, I'm seeing a ship come in, a spaceship of
Mhm.
sorts. Um, And I see light beings disembarking.
Hmm? Yes. Mm.
At
And
the image that's created.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Nishelo Yenemana kan tu da yen nazim tonachi bodhisatta temininya na katam ziba noma nachatam tuta nama ni zimanya ganjom jimia.
So, yeah. Tokayala Yemu Ugaya. Ya Mayali. Mayale Ualaye Umayala. Giga Yula Shizu. Giga Yula Shizu. Very rough translation for those that do not know how to do this, but everyone knows. We just haven't opened our memory to that. It is basically if you use the right perspective, the right way of thinking, even though you may have bumps in the road, you may have obstacles, you will be able to navigate it. And that which is done with love, that which is done with empathy, will create that energy. So for those that think everything is black and white, it isn't. There's a lot of gray in between. And that is how that is the best way to navigate this life that we're living in, this density that we're in. Is that what you get, Jazz?
Yeah, within the volcano, there's the temptation to look at the black and the white. And yet the lava is the understanding that it cannot remain one side or the other side, that the two sides have to meld. And there's bubbling and turmoil within that, and yet it produces fertile ground once it's admitted from the volcano.
Mm-hmm.
And it's people oftentimes live in fear in the white or live in fear in the black.
Mm-hmm.
But as you let go of that fear and allow yourself to surrender to something that you do not quote unquote know thoroughly, that you do not understand necessarily, when you allow yourself to be immersed in the possibilities of the other, new life comes forth.
There you go. It is important to remember that no matter what changes are occurring in your path or what obstacles you come up to, there will be something positive coming out of it. The universe never gives humans more than they can take. We have been created and we have decided to come here for a certain purpose, certain path. And if even if things are going extremely against the grain, take a deep breath, blow it out so the grain goes back to where it should be, to the hair goes back to where it should be, the path should be the way it needs to be. You don't have to keep fighting. Just sometimes all you have to do is ride the ride, surrender to it. And by doing that, you will give the opportunity to the universe to get you out of that turmoil and those obstacles faster. Okay.
It's interesting, as you were speaking, there were a group of trees at the base of the snow mountain that started to mingle or braid their branches, and they built a bridge over the spaceship and to the base of the volcano, where they've integrated their branches deep within the ground so that there is a physical pathway for you to be able to follow from one side to the other and recognize that both sides are necessary, and the snow side is gaining the warmth from the volcano to feed its needs on the other side. So there is no, I'm going only one way and that's the only way there is that can be gone. They're both necessary.
Concur with that. Now I am getting a nudge. Leave, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, can you give us the coordinates you received?
17346.
Okay. Now, for those, again, I'm going to remind you, if you don't know how to do this, this is perfectly fine. You should set the intention to go where we go, or just say something to the effect of, I'm going wherever they're going, or I'm going and I wish to experience whatever they're experiencing. And let it happen. Surrender to it. And you definitely will feel that connection, which most likely will also come with a lot of calmness and a lot of peacefulness. Now, I do believe that each and every person that is participating, whether participating live or participating later, will receive, if they're willing to, their own personal message. These coordinates, there's no need to share unless you want to share. But it is meant for an individual to receive whatever it is they need at this moment to continue on their divine path and to become who they're meant to be in this lifetime.
I get a sense of twirling and swirling, and just kind of like rocking from one side to the other. And as you rock to one side, it twirls clockwise, and you rock to the other side, and it twirls in the opposite direction. It helps give a bigger picture.
Mm. So kind of like if we were on a lazy Susan and you just spin it around, whatever way you need it to spin.
Yeah, but it just this is like a back first clockwise and then counterclockwise. It just until until you stop swaying and then everything focuses.
Okay.
And I get a vision of from the respective twirling sides, if you will. They crisscross each other like the Kundalini as it snakes up the light system in your body.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
For me, the spinning is at each of the different chakras, kind of shaking up those areas that are stuck or need some light thrown into them. So it's really a very beautiful image.
Mm-hmm. Now it's very interesting because what I'm seeing is like scrapers, very tall buildings, and I'm inside a helicopter going around one way and then going around the other way, but always keeping an eye on everything, seeing everything from a different perspective. Instead of seeing things from the bottom, which gets cluttered, seeing things from the top gives you more of a view and more of a definitely a different perspective. You have more ample time, ample real estate per se. Uh, so this is one of the messages that I am getting for myself is to remember not to look at the clutter, but to rise above it and then see really what it is that you need to work on. Because sometimes we get stuck in those little details that um, doesn't do us any good instead of looking at it as the bigger picture and what can I do to get to that goal. We get our mindset that we can't do this, we can't do that, or no, we shouldn't. No, what are they going to say? Instead of focusing if the goal and if that goal is for greater good of everyone. And forget about the chaos that may be around you at that moment. Okay. Anyone else getting anything? Okay. Well, the man in black did appear. He is very near, and he is actually making sure we are not um, going off too far. But we are very well protected and being exactly who we're meant to be. Whether he's he's doing this whether we are channeling like we are now or whether we're just sleeping or walking, whatever, he is going to be with us. And each person has their own individual, for lack of wording, men in black in quotation marks. And it could just be a guide who's just decided to come down and guide you at this moment through what is happening on earth and humanity, and just put you in a better place so you can focus on healing, on growth, and also on opening those memories that have been closed for such a long time, unlocking them and letting that draw of experiences and gifts and whatever else be looked at again. And when you open that drawer, it's like an automatic moment of remembrance, of remembering everything so you can navigate the now in a better place.
Interesting. My man in black is playing the saxophone.
Ooh.
And your man in black, Glenda, is playing the piano, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And Lee, your man in black, is playing drums.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a combo, street combo, raising the vibrations of the day-to-day mucky muck crap that oftentimes we're surrounded with.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And somebody who's listening has a tuba, which is not a sound that I would necessarily associate with the group, but that's okay. It's adding a very interesting dimension. So thank you, whoever was sending that.
Yeah. If you just, if everyone just really pays attention, everyone can hear it or feel the vibrations from it. Mm-hmm.
And interesting, one of our former members, or hasn't been with us at least for a while, she's sending violin music in.
Mm-hmm. I concur with that one. Yes, it's beautiful. That sound. It's uplifting. It's rejuvenating. It's calming at the same time. Grounding. Has a lot of aspects that are beneficial to all of us at this moment. Mm. Mm. Oof. Leaf, are you getting anything?
My man in black just switched to a native drum.
Okay.
The timbre and tone is very different than the traditional drums we play in America.
To bring our ancestors, the calling to the ancestors.
Mhm.
Mm.
And you have the timbre of the basses that are grounding, and I'm also hearing chimes that have that tinkling, sweet, heavenly sound about them that is
Mhm.
always really uplifting. So you have a full range of harmonics going on.
Mhm.
And you
Yes,
might think that that would be a clashing sound, but it's not.
no, I'm actually, arms, my hairs are standing up because it is such a beautiful melody that it's penetrating and at the same time it's like I could feel the vibrations that those instruments are creating in unity, even though they're very different. Once they're in unity, it just sounds almost angelic.
Just heard dolphins adding to the, and whales adding to the sound.
Yes.
Being a center core of light that's amplifying the sound. And it's just going out like a starburst.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now there is, lack of better wording, a rock person, a rock being that is actually starting to talk to us right at this moment. I would say this boulder is about 6 foot tall as it is wide, and you can just hear what it's saying. There is no mouth per se, but you can hear with your third eye or telepathy what it is that they're saying. And one of the things is to remember to pay attention to what is around you, but don't let it bring you so far down that you lose sight of your goal and you live in fear for your whole life. It is take your chances and move on and keep working and keep doing what you need to do to get to your goal. To get to that goal, no matter what is happening, you are in your center. You're happy, you're calm. You are not becoming part of the world, but you are willing to receive the world. You are part of it at the same time in the oneness that we all practice, whether we know it or not. It isn't something like if you don't realize it or believe you are not a participant. We are all participants of that oneness energy, that divine energy. So if one person is sad, that spreads out. If one person's happy, that spreads out. One person is healthy, it spreads out. And we all benefit from everyone that contributes openly and willingly into this spiritual moment. Just allow it to occur. And those that are with us today or watching, you can just take nice, slow, deep breaths and allow that energy to integrate with your body. It will also help you feel a lot more clear on your decisions. So once you make whatever decision it is, you are more inclined to stick with it.
You were describing the rock. I saw a hummingbird flying slightly above it and wondering at this sound that was coming forth from it. And the hummingbird changed it into a chrysanthemum.
Oh,
Yeah. That no matter where you are on your journey, if you allow the Creator's light to enter you, you can be transformed into something even more phenomenal than what you perceive yourself to be right now.
I concur with that. Hmm.
And yet, both the rock and the chrysanthemum are both exquisite in their own right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I am being told to everyone go up the volcano and not to worry, you're not going to get burned, you're not going to be taken by the lava. You will actually be walking on top of the lava, just walking up to the very top of that volcano. And there seems to be some type of disc, maybe it's a snowboarding disc or whatever, some type of disc where you can sit. Now, there you have a choice. You can either go into the volcano and let yourself be destroyed, or you can ride the volcano's lava and ride it out and have a good time. No matter what the blockages are, you will leave everything behind that you need to leave in order to get to the bottom, to get to your goal, to see the experience very different. Going from giving up and just walking into a volcano versus not giving up and not allowing the obstacles to be put in front of you so you cannot even attempt to go around it. They will get smaller and smaller as you go along. Anything else, Jazz?
I have taken the ride down the lava trail on my little glider, and it has been amazing. Compare it maybe to skiing or snowboarding, where there's dips and challenges, and sometimes you're flying over rock obstacle. But mine headed eventually to the bridge that I mentioned earlier
Mm-hmm.
and rode it to the other side. And it didn't stop at the other side where the other side begins, the bridge part. It continued up the mountain into the snow again. And throughout this, you get to see this panoramic view of this environment, the world, your life. And it gives you a chance to make choices of what to leave behind and what to hold on to move forward if you take that ride.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Leaf, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I
Okay.
just sliding down on my little disc, and all of a sudden I turned into this beautiful, huge, big bird, white, and just flying around the mountain, and it's interesting. The whiteness is like the whiteness of the snow is luminescent, if you will. It kind of glows. Um, really rather lovely.
Mm.
And there's and even with the coldness and you would think it's cold and harsh and whatnot, but even in such a difficult environment, there's amazing, joyful things to find.
Mhm. Mm. I'm just feeling that calmness just surrounding me and just coming into my body, my physical body. It is the best way I could describe it is that the soul is getting calm. It goes in deep, deep into us. It isn't just the body, it isn't just the emotion or the mental, it's the spirit within us finds that level of tranquility, those vibrations with all the instruments and everything, finds that it's just in a perfect peaceful place. And then everything that's around me just kind of disappeared because I was focusing on the music. I was focusing on those vibrations.
And I'm sipping on hot chocolate in front of a warm fire, listening to the music.
Mm. Sounds like good old times. Okay. Any last minute thing? Because I'm getting pushed to go back there.
No.
No, I'm not me.
Okay. So let's slowly descend to our zero, and that's a personal number. Zero becomes whatever level it is for you. Bringing your soul, bringing yourself, bringing your spirit back into your body, into your zero. So you're not out there floating forever. Take nice deep breaths. And when you so called, so feel called to, open your eyes. I'd like to say thank you to all of the councils and the light beings that were here today. They showed us such phenomenal places with so much emotion and so much energy attached that is right there for the picking. So that energy can carry us through no matter what it is we need to give it carried through. I'd like to thank Leaf. I'd like to thank Jazz and all the audience, all those watching this, for participating and for contributing one way or another. Even if you have been silent the whole time, your energy joins the oneness energy. And with that being said, now that we have arrived at our zero, have a blessed week and know that you matter and we love you. Have a good one. Thank you.